Dear students, today we are going to discuss the same topic we have discussed earlier immediately, the just previous one. We have found the value of magnetic field intensity produced at any axial point due to a circular loop carrying some current having certain radius. And we have seen that the magnetic field at axial point is finally coming out to be equal to mu 0 by 4 pi 2ia upon x square plus r square whole to the power 3 by 2, and the direction of magnetic field is towards the observer if the current in the loop is anti-clockwise for the observer. Now we have also discussed the two cases when x is much greater than r, then we ignore the value of r in this expression and we get magnetic field at far axial point is equal to mu 0 by 4 pi 2ia by x cube along P2O towards the observer, because anti-clockwise current is observed by the observer in the loop. Also we have x is equal to 0. If we put the value of x is equal to 0, that means P is nothing but the center of the loop. Then in that case we get the magnetic field at the center of the loop due to the current flowing through it, and direction of the magnetic field will be of course towards the observer if the anti-clockwise current is observed by the observer. So these things we have already discussed. Now we have to retain this in our memory. We have already discussed it in the previous lecture. Today we will find that how we can see something through our logical eyes. It is not necessary always to see something physically, and this we will understand that how we can look into a matter without really doing it physically. We go there logically. So that is the essence of learning. Now we are in a stage to understand that we can see something without really seeing it physically. We see it logically. So that I shall be discussing. But before I really discuss that part, which is very important, of course we will discuss it with all sincerity, but for the moment I would like to give you a clue to memorize the direction of magnetic field due to a current loop. If the case is, if we have anti-clockwise current observed by the observer is observing anti-clockwise current, means current is in anti-clockwise direction as observed by the observer, then that face behaves like a north pole and direction of magnetic field is towards the observer. B is towards the observer. And to memorize it, you see, I have written N slightly in the curve form, which is matching the and given arrow at the ends of the alphabet. It is matching with the anti-clockwise direction, and so that helps. North pole is a giver of magnetic field line, so you can memorize it using this diagram. And if the current is clockwise, then direction of magnetic field will be away from observer, means So that way, here you see again I have given arrow, attached arrow to the ends of the alphabet, line of the alphabet, and that is matching with the direction of clockwise current in the loop. If we have anti-clockwise current, it behaves like a north pole. If we have clockwise current as observed by the observer, you see same current can be looked upon as a clockwise from this side, and when you look at it from the opposite side, it will appear like a clockwise current. So you have to stick to the point that what the observer is observing will decide the direction of magnetic field for the observer. Of course, the direction of magnetic field is same, but it appears to be towards the observer when anti-clockwise current is towards the observer. So this is how we can memorize it. Next we will now discuss, which is very important, what we have talking about earlier, that we have already derived the expression for electric field at far axial point due to an electric dipole was 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2 p by x to the power q. So this is of course Coulomb's constant, so you can also write it like 2 kp divided by x cube. This is electric field. This we have already derived the expression for electric field due to an electric dipole whose dipole moment is p, and p is given by, we all know, is 2 q 2l. So in this case, in the case of electric dipole, we have two large charges separated by very small distance 2l, and the direction of electric dipole moment is from negative charge to positive charge. This we have already discussed. Now the problem came when we wanted to find the magnetic dipole moment for this current loop. The problem is that the current loop, if you look at the loop, it behaves like a north pole when you have anti-clockwise current seen by you, and from the opposite side it behaves like a south pole because you have anti-clockwise current. You look at it now, so this face is working as a north pole for you. Now when you look at it from the opposite face, what you see, it is clockwise for you now, and once it is clockwise, this face behaves like a south pole. So that means, and this is just a plane, and one face of the plane of the coil behaves like a north pole, and another face of the plane of the coil behaves like a south pole. So now it is a plane, so it has no thickness. So north pole and distance between north pole and south pole of this dipole is not there. There is no distance. And once we don't have any distance, how can we find the magnetic dipole moment? Because we are having the concept the charge strength into the separation between them, while we want to find the electric dipole moment. So in the same fashion, if we want to find the magnetic dipole moment, we need to have pole strength, and then pole strength, you see, and then distance of separation between them. Now somehow you can't find this value because there is no distance between the two poles. If this one face is behaving like a north pole, another face is behaving like a south pole, so there is no distance between the two poles, so how can you find the magnetic dipole moment? So therefore this method was defeated. We cannot find the magnetic dipole moment by applying this method. Then problem came, since we have electric dipole moment, we also need to find magnetic dipole moment. So what we are doing is, we compare this electric field at far axial point due to an electric dipole with the magnetic field at far axial point due to magnetic dipole. This is our magnetic dipole. Because we have two poles, north pole and south pole, so this is magnetic dipole, and at magnetic dipole at far axial point we have is mu 0 by 4 pi 2ia by x3. So that means far axial point we have mu 0 by 4 pi 2ia divided by x cube. I am not writing the direction. Okay. So what you see when you compare these two expressions, what you see is, you have constant for electric field appearing in this expression. You have constant for magnetic field appearing in this expression, constant for electric field appearing in the expression for electric field, constant for magnetic field appearing in the expression for magnetic field. So we can understand, when we compare these two, we see they are there in their places. 2 factor is there, here you have 2 factor is there, and 2 factor is also here. In the denominator we have x to the power cube, x to the power 3 we have denominator in denominator. So now what we are left with is, here Ia stands in the same place in the expression for magnetic field due to magnetic dipole at far axial point, where the electric dipole moment stands in the expression for electric field at far axial point due to an electric dipole. So therefore on comparison we can write that if this is representing electric dipole moment, then certainly Ia should also represent magnetic dipole moment. And this was a big breakthrough. This was a big breakthrough to allot an expression for magnetic dipole moment due to a magnetic dipole, because there was no distance between the two poles, and still the two poles were existing. Since two poles are existing, therefore it is certainly a dipole, magnetic dipole. And since there are two poles, opposite poles existing, it must have some magnetic dipole moment. But how could we get the expression for magnetic dipole moment? We have got this expression through our logical approach. We have seen something logically. I repeat, Ia stands in the same location in the expression for magnetic field at far axial point, where stands the electric dipole moment in the expression for electric field due to an electric dipole at far axial point. And so we take Ia to represent magnetic dipole moment as P is placed there in the expression for electric field, Ia is placed there in the expression for magnetic field. So we take Ia as magnetic dipole moment of a magnetic dipole, and that was a big breakthrough, because only this point onward mankind were able to deal with the magnetic dipole moments more efficiently. And once we take it like this, we can certainly have the SI unit of the magnetic dipole moment. And here you see, now we have the liberty to express the magnetic dipole moment in the form of conventional expression. If we have magnetic dipole moment, if we say is equal to pole strength into 2L. This is magnetic dipole moment, this is pole strength into the separation between. Now 2L doesn't exist, but we can equate it with Ia. So what we get is, of course this is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity. We take it in the same fashion as we have taken the electric dipole moment as a vector quantity. Here also the direction of magnetic dipole moment, is along direction towards North Pole from South Pole. Means if we talk about the direction of magnetic dipole moment, we have this face, the opposite face is working as a South Pole, and this face which is towards us is as a North Pole. So the direction of magnetic dipole moment should be from South Pole to North Pole. It is having this direction. And what is the magnitude of magnetic dipole moment? Magnitude of magnetic dipole moment M is equal to, this is the cross-sectional area of the loop into current. So that means is equal to I times the area of loop, that is equal to Ia. Direction of area vector gives the direction of magnetic dipole moment. And what is the direction of area vector? It is taken from south to North Pole. So here you see one thing more we have to learn is, once we have now decided that this M is equal to Ia, we can find the SI unit of magnetic dipole moment is, I is in ampere and area, cross sectional area, is in meter square. So we get ampere meter square. So that way we can have the magnetic dipole moment, the SI unit of magnetic dipole moment equal to ampere meter square. And also from this only we can find the SI unit of pole strength, that is magnetic pole strength. And we have charge strength minus Q and plus Q. SI unit of pole strength, that is written as say Mn, is equal to, now this is in ampere meter square, so we write ampere meter square, and that divided by 2L is in meter, so that divided by meter becomes ampere meter. So you got the SI unit of pole strength. Pole strength. Pole strength Mn is equal to ampere meter square, that divided by 2L, that is 2L is in meter, so you get ampere meter. So we got the SI unit for pole strength of the magnetic dipole, and we got the expression for magnetic dipole moment. To memorize it, we have a very crude method to keep it in memory, Mr. IM. Well, so that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.